Hello and welcome to the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. That was quick, weren't it? We were just live on the build-up show, but of course now it's time for the NXT takeover. Well, it's not a takeover anymore. Just NXT Stand and Deliver at WrestleMania weekend. Of course, we're going to watch the show live. So if you fancy watching it with us, stick right here.
Welcome to the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. On this channel, we bring you some great content from inside and outside of the squared circle. We will go through and offer some in-depth analysis of the biggest events of the year, as well as bringing you exclusive interviews with some of the industry's biggest names. There will also be live show reviews, in-depth features, and podcasts. So make sure you give that subscribe button a slam so you don't miss any of the action.
All right, so once again, welcome to the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. We've just been doing our build-up show, so thank you for those that were watching there and have jumped over here with us as well. Really looking forward to this one, guys. At the moment, we're still on a kickoff show, and we've got a bit of a stare down going on in the Schism and Chase University match. And again, very much looking forward to the rest of the card. If you wasn't with us on the build-up show, I'm not that familiar with the current NXT. I don't actually watch it that often, so I'm looking forward to kind of learning about some of these guys I haven't been that too familiar with, and seeing some of the old favorites. Really, Johnny Gargano in particular as well. Okay, bit of a t-shirt situation going on here. Are we getting a defection into Schism? Again, we're currently on the kickoff show. So if you're watching on demand, you're not watching live with us. That's where we are at the moment. Tyler Bates not looking very pleased at this development here. Okay, big old group hug there as well. What is going on, guys? Are you sold out, chant? Chase University aren't down. Hold on. Might not be as it seems, though. He's gone behind him. Are we going to get a clothesline from the back or something like that? Yeah. Shirt's coming off. Don't clip that. Here we go. He still bleeds. I don't know what they said. Red or something. He should do. Here we go. Kickoff show has been quite exciting, though. Again, the one match on it started quite late into the kickoff show, but it has been quite fun so far. Fans are really behind this, to be fair. Like I kind of need to pay attention more to the fact that just because I don't watch NXT like I used to doesn't mean there aren't people out there fully invested in these storylines. Great kind of moves over the top there as well. And again, my story is I kind of fell out of love with NXT. I think like a lot of people have, and kind of kept my eyes on certain things. There we go, picking up the win there from Chase University after a little swerve. That was nice. Liking what I'm seeing from both these groups here. But yeah, I haven't really watched much of the new NXT, and I'm hoping this is a way to kind of dip my toe back in as well. But you're joining us here, guys, on the watch along here for NXT Stand and Deliver. The show itself is about to get underway. Thank you very much for joining us. We don't often get to do watch alongs on this channel because, as you might be able to tell from my accent, I am not from the States. I am from England. So it's usually on at a really, really tough time for us to watch the shows. If we are watching them live, we're not in a good state to be on camera, basically. So yeah, it's a good opportunity really to watch an NXT show live, to do a live stream for NXT. I've done one live stream for NXT in recent months, and that was on the Give Me a Whole Year channel. Of course, friends of the channel, Dom, shout out to Dom, who's also out there in LA, has been on our channel before, and he kind of ran me through the NXT Worlds Collide pay-per-view that was on a few months ago as well, and that was quite fun. But I'm looking forward to this being a real opportunity to kind of capture lapsed fans like me and others as well that I'm sure are out there. Surely I can't be the only one. I know we had Jojo in the chat on the build-up show who was pretty much in the same boat as me. You know, don't really watch NXT much these days, but still keeping an eye on it and looking forward to seeing what tonight brings us as well. Of course, straight after this stream, we'll be back for an instant reaction podcast as well, guys. So we'd appreciate if you subscribed and stuck with us here as well. We are the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. If you haven't been here before, basically we do prediction episodes, we do reviews, and of course some watch-alongs. But we also have the great opportunity over the years to interview some WWE talent as well. So we've got some great interviews on this channel with the likes of Riddle, Imperium, Rhea Ripley, just to name a few as well. So if you like the sound of that, subscribe. We'll be bringing more interviews in the coming months as well. So thank you for joining us here on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. What are you looking forward to tonight, guys? Let me know in the comments, or if you're watching on demand, just let me know your overall thoughts of the show if it's been and gone by the time you're watching this as well. But here we are in real time, at least, watching a promo video here for the former NXT UK Tag Team Champions. Pretty deadly, of course. So, yeah, a bit of a promo here. We haven't quite got to the show yet. We've got 5 minutes to go before it fully kicks off. Just going to quickly run down the card as well. We've got WrestleMania to preview tonight, guys. So make sure you stick with us. We'll be here for WrestleMania coverage throughout the day as well. So we've got a build-up show and an instant reaction tonight. But of course, right now it is about NXT. They are going to take center stage for the next few hours. So it's only right that we give them our attention as well. Again, we got Pretty Deadly as the hosts tonight. And then we've got a what looks to be an interesting matchup for the women's tag team titles, of course, here as well. Where, of course, we got the challengers, Alba, Fyre, Isla, Dawn, I mentioned earlier on, the former Katie Ray, as we interviewed Katie Ray a few months ago, versus the champions, Fallon, Henley, even, and Kiana James. Next up, well, we don't know the order just yet, but we've got the unsanctioned match, of course, with Johnny Gargano. Now, that is a name I'm familiar with from the glory days of NXT as well. Johnny Gargano is, of course, in an unsanctioned match, which I am excited to see against Grayson Waller, of course, kind of defending the honor of Shawn Michaels, whose fingerprints are all over this current NXT, of course, not just within an on-camera sense, but also you can tell by some of the storylines going on as well. At the moment, we've got Denise Salcedo and Peter Rosenberg hyping up the crowd. Always good to see those guys as well. All right. So while they kind of get the WWE audience hyped up, I'm going to try and get yourselves hyped up as well. We've also, do you need much more hyping up when you see a match like this on your card as well? We've got Wesley, the champion, of course, defending his North American Championship against Dragon Lee. Very excited to see him on the NXT stage. JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, so cool every time we get to see him wrestle as well. And Axiom, of course, most recently added to this card as well. That's going to be a good match. We also got, again, former NXT UK talent in Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, the team known as Gallus, the champions, defending their tag titles against the Creed brothers and the family. Not too familiar with some of these names. Some of them I am, but that'll be interesting to see what they're like as well. Again, this is an opportunity for me to dip my toes back in. Guys, if you're the same, let me know in the comment. Are you the same as me, giving NXT another chance because it's WrestleMania weekend? You want to see what all this buzz is about certain guys here. That's what it is for me. Also, we've just seen on the build-up show, of course, the Chase Academy match. Chase University Academy. I'm thinking of Shoosh now. Versus and Tyler Bate versus Schism. That was a fun little way to start the NXT shenanigans. I was going to say evening, but it's not quite evening there in the US, is it? A match that is on the main card, though, has since had that extra spot filled. Who by obviously it was going to be Roxanne Perez defending her title against Zoey Stark, Gigi Dolin, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyria, and Indi Hartwell. The NXT Women's title on the line there in a ladder match, guys. That's going to be a good one. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens there. Again, I mentioned earlier on, the Royal Rumble really benefited from a lot of these NXT women kind of plugging those gaps on the main roster. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens long-term going forward. Then we've got Zoey Stark making an entrance here as well. Has the show started? Have I missed that? Anyway, let's carry on running through the rest of the card. Well, there's only one match left to talk about, I think, and that is the main event for the NXT title. Of course, Carmelo Hayes, who has a lot of buzz around him at the moment, going up against Bron Breakker, who's had a lot of buzz over the last year or so. And we touched on this, actually. If you do get a chance to watch this while trying to hype yourself for the Raw After Mania, then myself and Rob, who is on this channel as well, did a Raw After Mania predictions episode where we talked about all of the rumors and just how likely or unlikely they are. And within that, we also touched on the two people in your main event tonight and how likely it is that Bron Breakker or Carmelo Hayes, or maybe even both, will show up. A bit tough if one of them's the champion, but hey, they've done similar things before. Of course, we had who was it? Samoa Joe as NXT champ. Kevin Owens, I think, was NXT champ when they went up onto the main roster or appeared on it a few times at least as well. But right, it looks like we are actually underway a few minutes early, if I'm right in thinking. I didn't see a big opening unless I completely missed that. In trying to do this stream here, we got Gigi Dolin coming out now. Of course, part of what was so exciting for so long, Toxic Attraction. We mentioned earlier on Mandy Rose. Guys, what do you think? Mandy Rose showing up tonight? Am I just kind of being optimistic there? There we go. We've got the graphic to kind of tell us that's the end of one show. The kickoff is over. We're now moving into the main event. We've just seen Hogan slamming Andre, which of course means it is time for the signature to play. Then, now, forever. And the right now, of course, is NXT Stand and Deliver. Thank you very much for joining us here on this special stream on Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel of the Watch Along. My name is Scott, and I'll be your companion over the next few hours talking NXT. And I'd love it if you stuck with me here, guys. Let me know what you're thinking of the show as well. But as it starts, what are you looking forward to? Let me know. And after the show, we'll have an instant reaction stream as well. Thank you to everyone that joined us earlier on the build-up show. Again, if you didn't and you're unaware of what that is, it's basically our way to kind of get yourself and ourselves hyped up for the event. But the event's here, guys, so we don't need that anymore. But we will be doing one later on tonight for WrestleMania as well, the big show of shows, of course, night one at least of that. Now, we're seeing a lovely promo package here, all the titles being shown off. Nice little introduction here by Pretty Deadly, who are such an entertaining duo. And it looks like, we've just seen, of course, from the end of the kickoff, that we're starting this match with the women's title match. And that's a kind of a shocker for me, because I feel like something big's going to happen in this because of the storyline with Roxanne Perez. So it'd be interesting to see what that would be so early on in the show. All right. So, guys, again, if you're joining me, thank you so much. But I'd love it if you dropped us a few comments as well. Let us know what match are you most looking forward to tonight. And what are your thoughts on NXT overall? Do you watch NXT every week? Are you like me? Sorry, a lapsed fan. Trying to get back into it. I like what I've seen so far, and that's only been a kickoff show. All right, staying hydrated, guys. It's going to be a long night. Just past 6 o'clock here in the UK. All right, Gargano on the screen now. Very interesting that they're using him in this capacity. Very interesting. But looking forward to it, nonetheless. Unsanctioned. Again, reminds me of how I feud a little bit there. And now, again, we're talking about the future, of course. A little preview on screen for the main event as well. Things have been going good for both these guys. Upward trajectory for both of them. Of course, North American route for Carmelo. Pretty much straight to the top, right, for Bron. So surely tonight is the night where Bron drops the title. We were joined, thankfully, on the build-up show as well by Andy Spores, and he was live in the crypto arena, crypto.com or whatever it's called, Staples Center, as he pointed out to me, it used to be. And he was kind of letting us know about the buzz that was there for this event as well. It was very early and very hot over there in LA, he said as well. So interesting there. But he's basically of the opinion that this could be it for Bron, dropping the title, moving over with a debut on Monday Night Raw. What do you think, guys? Is that likely? Now that the the arena is looking a lot more packed than it did for the kickoff, which didn't look bad. Honestly, I expected a lot less for this current NXT, so I'm pleasantly surprised by what I'm seeing here. Looking forward to the show now, guys. Am I wrong? Am I being too, cynical? I guess it's WrestleMania week. This is how they first built up NXT, weren't it? They were like WrestleMania week, the kind of in the know fans are going to be there for NXT as well. But by the sounds of it, Andy said you could get a ticket for $5 as the show was coming towards the end on third-party websites. So, hey, guys, if you are local to the arena and you fancy going, you might be able to get in for $5 still. Tiffany Stratton here. Hearing a lot about Tiffany, I've got to be honest. It's another one of those names where I haven't seen too much of Tiffany's work and a few of the people in this match, but looking forward to seeing what they do, especially within the context of a ladder match opener. I love a ladder match opening in the show, guys. Wish we were getting one at WrestleMania, I gotta say, but this is our opportunity. Can't scoff at it. Let's enjoy it. You are here on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel, guys, as you can see behind me. Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling goes Hollywood this weekend, just like WrestleMania is. We are covering Stand Deliver here, but also WrestleMania throughout the weekend. We've got a lot of content on the channel already, so don't click off now. We want you to stay here. But once you're done, check out our videos on how to fix WWE WrestleMania week, because it is a bit packed out, it's a bit congested, let's be honest, and how to fix the Hall of Fame, because as much as last night was fun, I still think there's a big problem with its actual presentation. So if you want to hear my thoughts on that, check those streams out after we're done here with this one as well. We've also got a red carpet preview on the channel for WrestleMania, so that'll get you in the mood for tonight after you've watched this watch along and NXT Stand and Deliver. And of course, we had our main predictions and preview as well. And later on tonight, we'll be coming back for the build-up show to WrestleMania. Going to be a good one, guys. But right now, of course, it is all about NXT Stand and Deliver. You're here on a watch along, and again, we don't get to do these often, so I appreciate you joining us here for a watch along today. Now, I understand why they did some of these entrances during the kickoff. It's a bit of a slow start to the show, having this many people enter. But there we go. Roxanne Perez been cleared. Whatever was going on there, the Shawn Michaels spot of fainting in the ring, and then now anxiety. Are they linked? Are they supposed to be linked? I don't understand what's going on there, guys. If you could fill me in with that storyline a little bit better, I'd appreciate it. I said earlier on, a strange way it was shot as well. Those shots behind Shawn Michaels' head, as if we were in a TV drama. But then again, it's weird that there's cameras backstage anyway, isn't it? So, don't know. They're trying different things here in NXT. You got to give them credit for that. Does remind me of what they used to do in Impact, though, with the hidden cameras. But that made a bit more sense to me. All right, here we go. Straight on the outside, we've got two ladders whacking into each other already. Not much force there from Indi Hartwell, though. All right, here we go. In the ring, 4 of the women going at it, 2 on the outside, double clothesline straight away. What are we looking at here, guys? Is it retention for Roxanne Perez, or are we getting, as I said on the build-up show, a kind of regretful moment from Shawn Michaels for letting her compete? It seems a bit like, what's the payoff from this storyline? Is it simply the whole kind of feel-good factor? Look what Roxanne can do. You can do it too, when they talk about anxiety and things like that. Or is it not time for that? And that's going to come, I'm sure. But we're first going to play up to, was Shawn right to be convinced by Roxanne Perez? Now they're building. Sorry, they're speaking about the women's matches on WrestleMania, and I got to say, but talking about building, I haven't even watched NXT, and I feel like this has been built better than some of those matches on the main roster, just because I've actually heard about these matches a bit more. I mean, I've heard about them, don't get me wrong, but I'm actively watching the main roster. I'm not watching NXT, and I am hearing about these girls. So I think that says a lot, really. Right. Gigi Dolin taking people out with a few kicks here as well. Again, just reminds me of the old Mandy Rose situation. I got to say, guys, I do think she'll be coming back. I do think she'll be returning. When, I don't know. Could it be today? I think it'd be a massive moment for this show. I think the loss of Mandy Rose was huge for NXT. She was making the most noise at both rosters, male and female, and I think it was clear. Oh, that was a bit of a interesting spot there. Hurricane Rana landed on the feet, sort of. Yeah, and she was making a lot of noise. Seemed like she was going to go up to the main roster, be a benefit there. But a return to NXT tonight would be a big, big moment. I'm talking about making headlines within the wrestling scene. You know what I mean? Making people go, oh, maybe I should have watched that. For those that didn't. There we go. Lifts up the ladder. Two sliding on the outside. Straight into them by Indi Hartwell there. Oh my goodness. What a drop kick. Indi's gone. Out of it. Boom. NXT chants from the grateful crowd. Nice little start to the show. It just feels like a completely different NXT to what it used to be, but also quite different to the 2.0 that it became. So what is this NXT? You know? I'm not sure. What's going on? What's next for NXT, guys? Booker saying he hates ladder matches. A lot of risks, of course, involved when you're using things like ladders and things like that. Talking about Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor earlier on the build-up show. Of course, thanks to Jojo once again for your comments about that. That moment there, from Dante, my goodness. I haven't heard much updates since, but it didn't look good, did it? That incredible move, incredible high spot, but again, high risk and all that kind of stuff. They don't say it for no reason. All right, guys. If you're joining us just now, we are currently watching NXT Stand and Deliver, and we are on the opening match, which is surprisingly, for me at least, because I feel like this is a big match, the women's title match. But then again, as I always say, opening up with a multi-person ladder match is always a fun way to start a PLE as well. So I understand that. I just feel like storyline-wise, this I assumed would go on a bit later, just because I feel like something's got to happen with Roxanne Perez. Oh, there we go. Land on the feet, straight up to the ladder. Not quite in the middle of the ring, though. It's not going to get you very far. Valkyria has been very impressive in this match so far, I've got to say. Oh! Was that a drop kick from the springboard off the rope there? All right, Zoey Stark quickly taken care of there by Indi Hartwell. Time to move the ladder into the center of the ring. Could this be it? Of course not, guys. Never going to be this attempt, is it? Imagine that. Imagine if it was. All right, here we go. Tiffany's wasting time chatting. Get up there. Get like. Okay, it's because Perez had to climb up. Gives Tiffany a chance though. Perez, obviously, big baby face, not going to let that happen just yet. You ain't getting your hands on my title. There we go. Both thrown off the ladder by Indi Hartwell. Indi Hartwell, a name that's been around the NXT for roster for a while. So you would imagine if any of these women are going to get the call up soon, it might be someone like Indi, who's been again floating around on the NXT scene for a little while. Very slow though, climbing that ladder. I mean, I know you're trying to wait for something to happen, but come on. Right, rough fall down into the ladder there as well. Gigi Dolin taking control now. Look like she's busted that ladder a little bit though. Can she fix it? I was going to do a Bob the Builder moment. Yes, she can, but she ain't even trying. She's sticking it in the corner because she's about to throw someone into it, it seems. Signaling now. Setting the second one up in, with a helicopter mode. Oh, okay. No, got taken out of the act. No. Okay. A bit of a confusing little spot there. This is always a scary moment, isn't it? The helicopter spot. So hard to pull off. What's the plan though, Gigi? Why you got one in the corner? Valkyria. Oh, straight onto the ladder. Back first. Here we go. Gigi now. Laying her on it. Upside down. Sort of a trio woe situation. Goes to get another ladder. Zoey Stark stops it. Here we go. Oh, okay. Nice little spot there. A dive. Gigi ducks out of the way. Smashes onto the ladder. Valkyria felt awkwardly, didn't you? I mean, well, no, it wasn't too bad actually. I thought it was. Changed the angle, it didn't look that bad at all. This is awesome chant there from the NXT crowd. I'm enjoying it, I gotta say. On commentary, talking about setting a tone, not just for this show, but of course for WrestleMania weekend. Guys, so excited that WrestleMania weekend's here, man. I just it's like Christmas to wrestling fans, ain't it? You wake up in a good mood. Gigi Dolin now climbing up. Stopped by Tiffany. Oh, this is no, not looking good. Okay, saved it. Back on the shoulders. Oh, rolling thunder onto the ladder. I say rolling thunder. I just copy what Booker said. That ain't a rolling thunder, is it? RVD's moves rolling thunder. What's that move called? Okay. Tiffany take control now. Roxanne running up. One hand on the title, not going to be quite yet. Tiffany looks like maybe someone that's going to play a role in the end of this match at the moment. It's always interesting when you watch ladder matches and you try and pinpoint what everyone's role is in that match, you know. Perez is the kind of, can I get up there quick? Gigi is the kind of no nonsense. Tiffany seems to be spoiling the fun. Zoey Stark seems to remind you that she's there. Oh my goodness, Indi just spine bustering Tiffany onto the ladder there, and it sounded rough. Valkyria is just kind of somewhat of a workhorse in this match, I would say, is her role. There we go. Indi going to the top. Could we see Indi Hartwell winning this? Again, been in NXT for a while. Maybe the prize isn't to head up to the main roster. It's to be the top of this roster. Okay, are we setting up the ladder here? Oh. There's a few sloppy moments in this match. Ladder matches and multi-person matches are always tough for that. There's nerves, it's a big stage and things like that. But as much as I feel like some of these people are ready for the main roster. Oh, that was lovely. Just as I'm putting a little downer on the match, that was lovely. Springboard corkscrew type thing onto the ladder. Yeah, I just feel like you can see why this is considered, in some ways, developmental again. Not that this has been a bad match. It's just it's not as polished as what we used to see in NXT. And I think that's for a reason. Again, it is developmental. I'm not trying to be kind of derogatory there. Oh, look at that. Indi holding on one leg there. Nice little spot. Nice visual. Pulls the victim down, Zoey Stark. Zoey hitting a lovely elbow there. Oh, my. Oh, okay. Countered by Roxanne. There we go. Sunset bomb. Another one here from Perez. No, reversed. Tiffany's putting a stop to it. What's she going to do instead? Oh. Looks like a powerbomb, mate. Oh, okay. Falling over the ropes. Classic spot there. But Roxanne hold it on. And quickly her eyes light up, realizing she is close to the ladder with no one else around it. Can this be the moment? I don't think so. I've got to be honest, guys. Then again, no one's around. Oh, no. Gigi at the bottom of the screen there. Barely getting in the ring. All I saw was that fiery hair. Oh, went for a Hurricane Rana, stopped, and swung into the ladder instead by Gigi. Whew. Crucifix bomb there by Gigi. Climb the ladder. Not going to end anytime soon, I don't think, because we've got Valkyria back in the ring. All right. Match is slowing down a little bit here. Oh, okay. I think that allowed us a poster break, but we saw a nice little spot. Drop kick there. I can't remember who to now. They fell onto someone else, onto the ladder. It didn't break, but it was a good spot. Gigi trying to stop Valkyria again. Very impressed Valkyria on this, actually. I've got to say, ooh, looked like her head hit the back of the ladder there. Now she's hanging in a tree of woe. Gigi on the opposite side. Looks like the prime time for a heel to take advantage, but no. Valkyria saying it's not over. Lifts herself back up. Slugging it out now at the top of the ladder. Whoa! Thrown off by Gigi. Valkyria's down. Fans are behind this. Dolin reaching out. I don't think she's going to get there because here we go. Hold on. Who's that? JC Jane. All right. You know yourself for my reaction. Don't know what's going on. Nice little gun there. Okay. Unfamiliar. All right. Okay, right. So I'm getting from commentary that JC Jane said she'll come back and ruin a moment, and that's what she's done. So, as a lapsed NXT fan who doesn't know what's going on, I'm glad the commentators have filled me in on that. But it means that Gigi's not looking like she's going to win this. Tiffany, however, climbing up. Surely this is now time for Tiffany to be stopped. Maybe Roxanne's going to come. No, Indi, Hartwell. Ladder's a bit close to the edge, so that makes sense now because, oh my gosh! Wow, okay, right. So the ladder is pushed by Hartwell. Stratton flips onto the outside to three other girls waiting for a. I say waiting, and I don't mean that in a bad way because usually you see the spot of them kind of awkwardly. Didn't see that at all. Don't know how long they were there for, but production-wise, they handled that fantastically. Couldn't see a thing until the moment the grand reveal of like breaking her fall. Here we go. Hartwell looks like she might get this. Who wasn't on the outside though? There's one missing. Was it Perez? Hartwell's really wasting a bit of time here, so surely she ain't winning it. Not now, at least. Oh, come on now. This is ridiculous. Wasting a bit of time. Okay, why are the fans cheering? Dexter Lumis is coming to help. Here we go. She can't do it. All right, now I get the spot. Now I get why she took so long. What she was waiting for something, but I didn't know it was this. Another NXT alumni. Here we go. Indi Hartwell is winning the title with that moment, thanks to Dexter Lumis. Great seeing these guys back together. Ah, that was a nice little moment. I've gone from being like, oh, what is this, to pure joy. And as I said earlier on, Indi could have either gone to the main roster, but no, she's winning the title, and Roxanne Perez has just nothing to do with it. She didn't get injured. She didn't get screwed. She just lost. She come back and lost. So surely that storyline's got to go a little bit further now, with regards to kind of collapse and anxiety and whatever else they're kind of bringing into this storyline now as well. Shawn Michaels' guilt doesn't seem to be a thing because he had nothing to be guilty about. Nothing bad happened to her. Dexter Lumis again in the replay helping out Indi Hartwell. Interesting seeing this kind of mixture between the guys on the main roster that aren't quite getting used. They're like very in between at the moment. Of course, Gargano, same sort of thing. And it's a good way though. It does remind me of when NXT was becoming the Super Indie, becoming the black and gold as we would love it. And how they used kind of talent, you know, Tyson Kidd, Cesaro, people like that, to kind of bring in a bit of attention to what was going on over there. And although these are NXT guys, so it's not strictly the same, it's still quite interesting. Of course, they did the same with Dolph Ziggler as well, didn't they? The New Day as well. I've enjoyed that. You know, what little I've seen from the new version of NXT, I've liked that they've done things like that. Right. I think we're getting a little promo here. This is the Top Gun one, yeah, for WrestleMania promo here for Miz and Maurice. Again, I mentioned earlier on their sing-song. Love it. Looking forward to seeing that. Hopefully we can get a nice little rendition of it live tonight at WrestleMania as well. Of course, Miz is going to be the host. I imagine Maurice is going to play a part in that as well. All right, what match have we got coming up next, guys? We've, of course, already seen the 8-person tag match on the kickoff show, which we covered up on our build-up show. And we've just, of course, opened up with the women's ladder match. A very good match indeed. I really did enjoy it. A few kind of, I guess, sloppy moments here and there, but nothing too big to complain about. Enjoyable, and that's, you know, entertaining. That's all they want. That's all you want from a wrestling match, right? So, yeah, looking forward to seeing what the rest of the show's got to offer us. All right, while we're on promos here for WWE, I think it'd be wise of me to let you know about what we've got going on here on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. If you've joined us for the first time here, my name is Scott, and I'm taking you through a watch-along here for NXT Stand Deliver. And I haven't watched NXT much lately, and this is a way for me to kind of try and dip my toes back in. Of course, if any time WrestleMania week makes sense, we did a great video. I got to say it was great because I was in it the other day with Rob, where we talked about fixing WWE WrestleMania week, because although it's fun and exciting, it is a bit jam-packed. And shows like this, I feel, are getting lost in the shuffle. Let's be honest, not a lot of people are watching or covering NXT for that matter. Also, something else that kind of gets lost in the shuffle because it's right after SmackDown, and I think the presentation has suffered in recent years, is the Hall of Fame. As much as I enjoyed last night's Hall of Fame, there are still aspects about it that I feel kind of need to be tweaked to bring it back to its former glory. Also on the channel, we've had a red carpet preview, of course, of WrestleMania. So after this stream, please, guys, if you haven't already, check out our predictions about WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 there as well. Dan and Lucas also did a prediction episode of the podcast on this channel for it as well. Myself and Rob also covered the reveal of the lineups as well on this channel. Of course, a lot of speculation about what's going to headline Night 1 of WrestleMania. We did a set reveal reaction video, and later on we'll be back for a WrestleMania build-up as well. Our build-up shows are a great way to get yourself and ourselves hyped up for the PLE. Right now on this stream, though, let's focus at the situation at hand. We've got tag team match coming up now. The Creed brothers challenging, of course, the team of Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. And also, fellow challengers, the family, I assume, are coming out next as well, challenging for the tag team titles here as well. Guys, are you enjoying the show so far? I've enjoyed it. I've got to say, again, dipping my toes back into the NXT waters. I like what I've seen with that opening match. Oh, Daniel Cormier on the outside as well. Nice to see that. It feels like, again, the old NXT where we used to kind of a bit of a hype and everybody's here to see the show. It'd be cool if they brought back the whole kind of signed in the biggest, hottest free agent and put them on the outside. But again, NXT seems to be going in a different direction now. But although we do have some big stars coming into NXT as well in the form of Dragon Lee, as we'll touch on later on as well. The family now making their way to the ring. Tag team title match, of course, here. The dawn of NXT. Okay, so I'm hearing on commentary, and the second time these guys are teams together. Be wild if they captured tag team gold under those circumstances. A lot of little, it looks like extras going on there. I'm sure they're not the full stable here, but obviously a mob guys gimmick here. Speaking of which, that Roman Reigns bloodline thing parody of Goodfellas. I mean, how about that, man? It's not only got me in the mood for WrestleMania, but it's got me in the mood to watch Goodfellas again. All right, here we go. Backstage segment at the bar. That's some weak-looking beer, boys. That is some weak-looking beer. Oh, my goodness. What was that? And I noticed that, guys, when I've been to the States a few times. Not everywhere, but some bars and bartenders don't know how to put a head on a pint. Don't get me wrong. You don't want to be in a situation where you're asking for a flake with it. Little maybe a niche British reference there if you're joining us from overseas. But yeah, I noticed a lot of bartenders don't know how to put any sort of head on a pint. In Europe, it's wild. It's a phone bath almost. Out of Europe, of course, in the UK, somewhere in the middle. But in America, whoa. Any Americans join us here, guys? Any beer enthusiasts from America? It's become a beer stream. Was that a good representation of American beer? Wasn't great, was it? I fancy a pint now. Anyway, too early for the pints, guys. We're going to get into that on our build-up show. So if you want to see me not rambling to myself, but rambling to other members of the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling crew with a few cold ones, getting ourselves hyped up for the WrestleMania Saturday experience, then, of course, join us for our build-up show later on. But thank you so much for joining us here on the stream for the watch-along. Big start here for the tag team title match. Now, it looks like we've got a match where we have a member of each team in the ring at once. It's always interesting to see how they play these. Is it going to be kind of where you tag in a random person not even in your team, or is it going to be a member in the ring at all times? Is it elimination? Is it tornado tag? Still not quite sure about some of those things I mentioned there. I assume it's one fall to win it all. Inside cradle there. Wearing similar colours, so that was confusing. Thought they were fighting their own partner. Lovely little lift up there from the cradle into a slam. D'Angelo don't like that though. Yeah, not sure attire wise that Stacks should be wearing that color. It's a bit confusing. Nice attire. Whoa! I just froze for ages there. Just realized the stream didn't freeze, guys. I did. What was that? He just span in the air about 7 times. Cool. There's a replay. What was that? I want to see another replay. One wasn't enough. I needed a slow-mo, different angles. Okay, lovely moonsault to the outside. Anyway, enjoying this match so far, guys. All the straps are down. Early. So the Creed brothers, again, not too familiar with what's been going on with NXT, guys. Forgive my ignorance. Creed brothers, from the looks of it, a kind of team angle, American Alpha type team, right? Technical rest. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be a spike then. Glad it weren't, because they're always quite scary to watch live when you know you don't know what's going to happen. This feels odd. This feels like we're going to a break, but we're not. We're just getting Daniel Cormier showing up. Yeah, there we go. That's their gimmick, right? They're kind of fighters, wrestlers, like mat-based grapplers. Good little endorsement there from Daniel Cormier as well. I feel like I've been missing out, guys. And this is what I wanted. I wanted them to kind of make me and Laps fans like me pay attention. Wolfgang getting into the ring. Oof, that was a strange. Can't even call it. Don't even know what that was. But great to see Wolfgang still kicking about in NXT as well. Of course, being over in NXT UK. I think Wolfgang was announced in the WWE UK Championship Tournament, if I remember correctly, pre-NXT UK. And of course, pre the UK title, which is sadly now has been retired. One of the coolest championship title belts we've had in WWE. Not just in the recent era, but of all time. It's fantastic. Not just as a biased Brit. I'm sure if you're from overseas, you would agree with me there as well. It was a beautiful title belt. Looking forward to seeing what they do with NXT Europe. Again, we mentioned it earlier on, but it's gone quiet on that front. And I wonder how many of the guys on this roster will be transitioning over to NXT Europe. And would it feel like a downgrade? It'd be interesting to see, what kind of stock is put in NXT. But yeah, talking about stock being put into people, I'm putting a lot into the Creed brothers here, guys. I'm really enjoying this. Multiple release German suplexes into a keep up twice there. Fantastic. That is amazing. Julius Creed, mate. Take a bow, son. Really enjoying this match, guys. Stacks here, though, and he's confusingly similarly coloured attire. Oh, okay. Stamp to the back on the outside. Oh, we missed there. That one weren't good. That one weren't good. Pretend you're here, mate. Carry on. Okay. Stack seems a bit off the pace on this here. Just a little bit. It's tough doing like watch alongs because you find like things that you're just looking for stuff to talk about. And Okay, that one was really bad. I'm trying to get out the ring. Timing's a little bit off on some of these things. Excitement though, nerves. You know what I mean? Like I understand. So I don't want to just be like crapping on people, being like, oh, as if they're amateurs. Like these are pros, but it's developmental. You can tell a difference now. I think. What is going on? Talk about stacks, mate. We're stacking people up. It didn't get all of it, he says in comments. She barely got any of it, bro. Oh, that was a disappointment. It was such a great visual. A double doomsday device looking thing going on here. And he just barely reached them. That was disappointing. Went throwing caution to the wind. He threw himself to the wind, Booker. Barely went anywhere near him. All right, we've got a referee checking on one of the tag team champions announced. I couldn't tell who it was. Told Julius Creed to stay away as well. Don't know if that was a legit thing because we have an injury or not, but no X has been shown so far. Although, does it mean much when Roxanne Perez gets the X with a feint the other week, which I still suspect wasn't legit? Oh, here we go. He's back in the ring. Coffee it was. D'Angelo taking control though. Oh, okay. It looked like it might have been a 3 there. It wasn't. Now, there's a lot going on in this match. They've got to take care of people. Of course, there's got to be a time where it starts becoming clear there's no one in the ring, and there's got to be quite a few saves and all that kind of stuff. We know the format. Not complaining, but it means we're not at the end of the match. Oh, we're starting to get there now. Hold on. Joe Coffey. I was just going to mention Joe Coffey. I was just going to say, where's Joe Coffey these days? Get the badge in, son. Again, if you're not for it, that might be a niche reference, but Stone Island on the sleeve there. Let's see if he tries to really get the badge in later on. Oh my goodness. Taking control there. Wolfgang gets the pin. Coffee helping his brother. Wow, okay. There we go. So retention for my fellow Brits. I guess I should be happy with that, but happy with the match overall. And you know what? Sometimes people don't like when matches end in shenanigans. You know what? I'm all for it when it works well like that. And you get Joe Coffey getting involved. Nice little shocker there, and a good match. Like I really enjoyed the input from everyone here. I don't know if it was right to. Is it right? Unless it's going into a feud with the family, was it right there to be them that got kind of screwed? There we go. Retention. Loving the green lights here, boys. There we are. Right. Off to a 2K advert. Right. So, guys, what are you thinking of this show so far? I'm enjoying it. Again, I'm not sure what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting a bad show, but I'm liking it. Presentation's pretty cool. Performance is good so far. I wonder what's coming up next. Of course, we've already seen on the pre-show, the kickoff. We covered it on our build-up show as well. The 8-person tag match. We've got a Cora Jade ad on at the moment. Surprised not to see her. I think I read online that she hasn't been around for a little while. Another name that's kind of had a lot of buzz around her, especially since her heel turn. I've got itchy tongue, guys. just to let you know what's going on in my life. No one here to chat to, so later on the stream tonight, we'll be here for the build-up show for WrestleMania, guys. And I will have some people there. I won't be Scotty No Mates there. And we'll preview WrestleMania. But right now, of course, it is all about watching NXT Stand and Deliver. Like I say, you don't get to do watch-alongs often, so I want to take advantage of this opportunity. Thank you to everyone that's joining us, whether it is live or on demand. Please let us know what you think of the show. Are you enjoying it? Yeah, real shame to not see Cora Jade. Again, just a recap of the matches that we've seen so far. We started out with the women's ladder match. Roxanne Perez can say goodbye to that title because she does not own it anymore. It's now, of course, in the hands of Indi Hartwell. Real shocker there, of course, seeing her old buddy show up in Dexter Loomis. And then straight after that, of course, we went into the tag title match that we've just been watching as well. No changing in the hands there. It was a retention for Wolfgang and Coffee. Next up, though, wonder what we're going to get. I feel like we need a one-on-one match now. We've had this kind of a lot going on. I feel like maybe it's time to go into Gargano versus Grayson. Don't know if you agree, but I feel like it might be time for that. We'll soon find out. Oh, no, probably not, because they're showing Gargano in the back. His music's probably not about to hit then. No pressure, no diamonds on his t-shirt. There we go. Bron Breakker locker room being shown now. What are we getting? An interview? Oh. Lovely get out there. What a great looking suit on Pretty Deadly back there. And the glasses are great as well. I like that they're getting a real opportunity to shine. They were doing a lot in NXT UK, and while that was a shame that it went, a lot of people lost opportunity because of it. Some people, like Pretty Deadly, have ended up getting bigger opportunities. So I'm sure they're feeling good about that. All right, so they're a little bit concerned. They don't want to disturb Bron Breakker. I wouldn't either, boys. What match is next? Here we go. Another multi-person match. Oh, this is going to be a good one. This is the one maybe that I'm most looking forward to, guys. All right, so started out this promo package with hyping up Wesley, the champion. Will he retain, though, guys? One retention, one new champion so far. So it's even. What we getting next? Really hyping up Wesley. Emotional there. So this isn't even a promo for the match at the moment. It's just a promo for the champion who won the title, as you can see there, in a ladder match. Is this the way he loses it? It's a lovely title, that, I've got to say. Talking about title designs earlier on. It says who's stepping up? Well, loads of people, mate. You got 4 challengers. All right. So again, thank you guys for joining us here on this watch along stream of NXT Stand and Deliver. I'm Scott from the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. And if you haven't already, check out our video after this one where we talk about trying to fix WWE WrestleMania week. It is a little bit too cramped. And I think because of that, shows like Stand and Deliver, shows like the Hall of Fame really do suffer. And it's not helped by the presentation of the Hall of Fame, which I think is another topic worth talking about. And that's another video on this channel as well, how to fix the Hall of Fame. And I don't think it's also helped by NXT kind of being in limbo at the moment, not being sure of its identity, you know? So go back and watch those when you get a chance, guys. And we'll talk about how shows like this could maybe get a few more eyes on it. Because like I said, not many people are covering this show. I don't watch NXT that much anymore. I'm dipping my toes back in, as I keep saying. And I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. And I feel like if this had a bit more of a prominent spot, a bit more of a steady build, and a bit of clarity, what might kind of get more out of NXT. All right, so we're about to get underway here. Of course, Ilya Dragunov making his way to the ring first. We've also got Dragon Lee in this match. And the newest addition to the match is Axiom. Again, a lot of familiar names from NXT UK here. And an open challenge. I mean, when did it stop? How many people could just like, can I still get involved in this match? JD McDonough as well, yeah. The former Jordan Devlin, of course. So yeah, really seeing a big NXT UK presence on this current NXT roster. All right, so while we await the entrances of all these talented superstars, we'll run a little ad for the channel, I think. All right, how about that, guys? We'll run a little ad for the channel. Oh, wait, hold on. There's a wild entrance here. How can I play the ad when we've got this wild... blurry? What's going on there? Anyway, don't get distracted, Scott. You've got some admin to do. Here we go.
Welcome to the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. On this channel, we bring you some great content from inside and outside of the squared circle. We will go through and offer some in-depth analysis of the biggest events of the year, as well as bringing you exclusive interviews with some of the industry's biggest names. There will also be live show reviews, in-depth features, and podcasts. So make sure you give that subscribe button a slam so you don't miss any of the action. Welcome to the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. On this channel, we bring you some great content from inside and outside of the squared circle. We will go through and offer some in-depth analysis of the biggest events of the year, as well as bringing you exclusive interviews with some of the industry's biggest names. There will also be live show reviews, in-depth features, and podcasts. So make sure you give that subscribe button a slam so you don't miss any of the action. Welcome to the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. On this channel, we bring you some great content from inside and outside of the squared circle. We will go through and offer some in-depth analysis of the biggest events of the year, as well as bringing you exclusive interviews with some of the industry's biggest names. There will also be live show reviews, in-depth features, and podcasts. So make sure you give that subscribe button a slam so you don't miss any of the action.
All right, so the match is about to get back underway. Thank you guys for indulging me there in watching our promo video for the channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe and stick with us here on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. I'm liking what I'm seeing with NXT, guys. I've said it a few times now, but it's definitely interesting me. It's definitely making me feel like I should watch more, you know, but have I got the time? Will I? I don't know. But the least I could do, I think, is start watching their pay-per-views again. Still, I don't know. Still a lot more to do to hook me, to make me go, I'll watch the next one. What's the next one? Roadblock or one of those old pay-per-view names, weren't it? Battleground. That's it. Battleground is the next one. Coming to you live. Going against AEW's Double or Nothing. So that's going to be an interesting one. I mean, a big reason why NXT, isn't what it was, is because of its battle with AEW. Let's be honest. Whether that be for talent, whether that be for slots on TV, and the share of the audience, NXT took a big hit, and they kind of blamed it on certain things, changed up what it was very drastically, and are slowly getting back to what it used to be, I think, judging by this. But yeah, interesting that they're now going straight into going against them again. I don't think, I'll be honest, guys, they're not ready. As much, oh my goodness, talk about not ready. JD's just been slapped there by Dragon Lee and then kicked out of the ring. But there you go. Wesley's excited about seeing the two masked guys go at it. He kind of wants to step out of the way here. Staying right in the middle, though. But yeah, I don't think they're ready, in my opinion. As much as I've loved this show. Oh my goodness. Look at them making me eat my words straight away. Oh, I can't. This is one of those matches where I can't describe it, guys. Axiom and Lee going at it there. Just high-flying stuff straight away to get this going. I'm very excited about it. Now, this feels like it should have been a ladder match, right? I can't be the only one that thinks that. And I said it was earlier, didn't I? I said, oh, Wesley won it. What did he do? Yeah, I just keep assuming this is a ladder match, but it's not. Dragunov now with those chops. Whew. Axiom's going to have a sore chest. You know, when I think of Dragunov, I think of sore chest because of that match against Gunther, Walter, of course. We interviewed Dragunov on his channel, guys. If you haven't already, please check that out a few months ago. If you go back through our archive, check out the interviews on this channel. You'll find a little interview with Ilya Dragunov. Oh, very excited to see Dragon Lee, man. There's so much hype about him. Again, and this is what makes it feel like old NXT. There's this big wrestler, free agent wrestler coming in, not making a new star, not developmental. I mean, yes, there's that whole learn WWE style and all that a lot of those people did when they came into it, when it was the big super indie, like Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Bobby Roode. But still, here we go. Axiom, Dragon Lee facing off on the weekend when we induct the greatest luchador, surely, of all time, Rey Mysterio. We now get a glimpse at the possible future of the luchador scene, particularly within WWE, of course. Dragon Lee over the top rope. Now, if you want to dive a little bit deeper onto Rey Mysterio, and I love for him here, as I'm sure you all feel the same way. But here on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel, we released a video recently talking about 5 of the things that made Rey a Hall of Fame. And as great as his speech was, Rob's gone in depth to kind of talk about some of the things that he might have missed. And yep, turns out he did miss a lot of these points. So if you get some time after this stream, guys, please check that one out as well. I know I'm giving you a lot of suggestions here, but guys, we've got a lot of content for you where we talk about that kind of failure, really, to replace Rey Mysterio. Who knows, though? What the guys we're looking at in the ring in this match, 2 of them at least, is this the opportunity to replace the masked legend that is Rey Mysterio? Or could it be with his son, Dominic Mysterio? Will he start working more of a lucha style? Will he adopt a mask in the future? It'd be interesting to see. Anyway, 2 non-masked guys going out at the moment. Wesley, Ilya Dragunov. Bit of a disconnection there as far as throwing Dragunov into the turnbuckle, but hits him with a lovely knee there. Wesley getting ready to fly outside. There we go. Oh, and JD moves out of the way. Wesley not happy with that, of course. Okay. It was a bit of an awkward landing, though. As much as it's supposed to be sold of, I landed on my feet. Didn't look too healthy on his knee. Again, seen a lot of multi-person matches on there. And if you didn't join us for the build-up, we were very grateful to be joined by Andy, who joins us on our build-up show sometimes. And he was filling me in, really, saying that it does feel a bit like just getting people on the show, but also some of these storylines just actually do make sense. But there are quite a lot of multi-person matches here on tonight's card. Not that they've been bad. Axiom now kind of seem to be taking control with JD, but not quite. JD now going after the champion. So, guys, let me know what you're thinking of the show so far. Are you enjoying it? JD definitely in control now. Match is slow. I say slow down. It's not, is it? Like, oh, that was a very awkward landing on a Spanish fly. Oh, that was uncomfortable. I hope Wesley's okay. Okay, what's happened there? Dragunov stopping the referee's hand from making the 3 count. JD not pleased about that. Could have won a title, it seems. Head to head now. Dragunov and JD McDonough. Okay, Wesley looks okay. Not Wesley, Dragon Lee is. Are they brothers? Dragon Lee's back on his feet, thankfully. A 3-way drop kick now to McDonough. Suplex released by Dragunov. Is he busted open? Yeah. He bleeds a lot, doesn't he, Ilya Dragunov? Moxley, Flair, Dragunov. Who else fits in that category? Don't know where he did it, though. If he did. It does look like he's bleeding. Get close up here. Yep. Yeah, he's busted open. Dragunov is on one though. Look at him. Oh, this is a lovely example of, I think, surely the future of this this show NXT. I mean, you want North American to be this kind of, sort of like the IC, the workers title and stuff like that. But once either Carmelo or Bron leave NXT, they're going to need some people to fill that void at the top of the roster. Dragunov is definitely on one. Look at this. Blood trickling down his eyes now, but incredible clothesline turning Axiom inside out, as they say. Dragunov, Dragon Lee, Wesley. Whoa. Enjoying this match, guys. Every single match so far has been entertaining. It's been a good show. Oh, senton off top rope. Cool little visual there to do it with Dragon Lee sitting in the corner, slumped underneath him. Dragunov now going on the opposite side. JD now pushing him off to the outside onto the hardest part of the ring, as we all know. As he rolls outside, JD a bit too cocky about it. Gets a Shining Wizard. Well, not a Shining Wizard, is it? Nice little kick. Axiom now in control. Last one to be added to this match, but would he be the difference maker in it? Oh, here he goes. Moonsault to the outside. Lovely spring off of that rope there from Axiom. Very nice. Now Dragon Lee's gone up top, but he's been stopped by Wesley. Again, no relation. At least I don't think. Axiom now breaking up the party at the top of the turnbuckle. Oh, okay. A little bit of a slip there, but Axiom's back on the floor as we get a shot again of the two guys originally going out on the top of the turnbuckle. And Wesley's tied up. Dragon Lee setting him up. Is this going to be a stomp onto his chest or something? Oh, those moves always scare me, but it looked cool. Oh, very well timed by the both of them. Guys, what do you think of this show so far? I'm really enjoying it, I got to say. If you're watching live or on demand, I'd love to hear what you're thinking about the show. After this, I'll give you my full thoughts, of course, for the instant reaction as well. Another stream we're doing like, oh my goodness. Dragunov was just squeezed up like a double Northern Lights. I can't even describe what's going on. Dragunov trying to go for it. Doesn't quite get it. Axiom now taking control. Dragunov says no. Nice lot of reversals here. JD's not going to like this, though. He's going to try and... That's it. Kick to Axiom's chest to get involved. Multiple kicks now to the face of Dragunov as well. Axiom kips up. Oh! Lovely super kick. And goes straight back to work on Dragunov now. Trying to make him submit. Surely someone's going to come in and try and prevent this. I think JD's going to... Oh, no. Grabs JD's hair to... Now gets submission of his own. Axiom doesn't know what to do. He's now gone into JD. Are they both gonna... Is he gonna tap and they're not gonna know he's champ? No, they're not gonna do that. Okay. I thought we were gonna get a kind of co-champion situation there, but we're not. Staying away from the mess for now. Okay. Gargano now throwing Axiom onto. Oh, stacks them up. 2. Whoa! I was wondering who was missing, and then I looked up. Wesley with incredible aerial assault, twisting about 14 times in the air, just like that guy did earlier on. Can't remember who it was now. With that weird move. Fight forever is the chant from the NXT crowd. Well, not forever, guys. We've got WrestleMania tonight, but I appreciate the sentiment. Wesley. Oh! Oh my goodness. What a backflips into a super kick in the face in midair. My goodness. This is unreal. Now, this feels like old NXT to me, guys. This isn't developmental. Do you know what I mean? This match is not developmental. But huge kick there from Wesley to break up the pin. Bit of a stomp there, bit of a cluster there. Got to be honest, didn't look as smooth as some of the other connections we've just had in the sequence leading up to it. But oh my gosh, that replay makes it even better. Slow mo. Will Wesley retain though? Sit down powerbomb. I don't think Dragon Lee's coming in and winning the title, is he? I mean, is anyone from this? Let's say later on it is Carmelo Hayes that wins. Bron goes off. Who out of this field is moving into the next level with Carmelo? Oh, this is great. Wow. Great match, guys. I'm really enjoying this one. Again, I've enjoyed the show so far. Let me know if you feel the same way, whether you're watching live or on demand. If you are watching on demand and you're watching this in maybe 2 years' time to reminisce, sorry about all the WrestleMania plugs. You can imagine, though, Pa Scott was very excited about the upcoming WrestleMania. And a lot of the wrestling fans were, I'm sure you are, past, future version of whoever you are, viewer. Anyway, I'm not making sense here. This is rambling because I'm on my own, but here we go. Oh, I thought that was it. I thought Axiom had done it. Some of these moves I can't describe, honestly. It feels like I'm a wrestling fan from the 1950s seeing a Hurricane Rana for the first time. I need more time to comprehend what I've seen, like holding on to him, springboard, moonsault into a DDT. Is that how you describe what I just saw? I mean, I like that though. I like that when you can't keep up. Yeah, the commentary now talking about it potentially still in the show. It's stolen already. I don't see anything topping this. Not to put it down on the rest of the evening. I hope it does. Oh my gosh. Hurricane Rana from Dragon Lee onto, I think it was Wesley, onto, I can't even remember now, McDonough on the outside. That's how quick this match is, guys. It is hard to keep up. Dragunov now holding Axiom in the sky. Delayed suplex, rolls on through, holding his head, screams and goes in for... No. Dragunov doesn't get it. Broken up by the Lee brothers. Another fight forever chant. Look, guys, I'm starting to come round. I know we got Mania tonight, but can we like continue this and put it on Mania or something? Like this is the thing. This needs the big stage. This needs the eyes on it. And NXT, even when they weren't like, there was always argument for maybe the NXT title should be on the Mania card or something like that. But it was like, yeah, but Brooklyn, take over Brooklyn, and shows like that, they were their own thing and they were huge. You had a lot of eyes on it anyway. And while this is a big venue again, a lot of people were there, there's not a lot of eyes on this compared to what it used to be. And I think this is a great advert for NXT. Again, I've been saying all stream, guys, this is me trying to get back into NXT and wanting these guys to show people like myself, lapsed NXT fans, what the new NXT is all about and what's going on over there. And I'm getting that. Oh my gosh. I've been so impressed by everyone in this match. I couldn't tell you one over the other. Unbelievable match. Lil Mosey V. Am I taking song requests? Not quite, buddy. I'll give it a go though. Give me a song if I know it. Maybe I'll give it. What's your thoughts on the show, mate? Are you watching NXT Stand Deliver, or have you just stumbled across us here? Oh, a free count. Here we go. Not Dragon Lee. There we go. Wesley retains the championship. Unreal. What a match. Honestly, one of the best matches of the night. I know there haven't been many, but I think it's going to stand out even beyond this show and potentially one of the matches of the weekend. And WrestleMania has got a lot of potential for match of the weekend. But this match right here, mate, loving it. Again, join us later on, guys. If you're interested in WrestleMania, I'm sure you are. We're going to be back for the build-up show as well, talking all things WWE WrestleMania on both night 1 and night 2. Of course, right now, though, we are here on the watch-along for NXT Stand and Deliver. And my goodness, have those guys stood up and delivered. As much as I think that name needs to change because it's not a pirate-themed event anymore, it was definitely something that these 5 took to heart. Fantastic match. Some great sequences here. I hope you're all enjoying this match. Well, this show as much as I am. That match was just unbelievable. What have we got next? It won't live up. It can't. I'm sorry. It can't live up to that match. I hope I'm proved wrong, because then I'll be really in for a ride and I'll be definitely looking to tune in to the next NXT pay-per-view. But, mate, it's going to be hard to top. What's up next? Okay, now we're getting a WrestleMania kind of promotional stuff. So again, this is a good time to just have a chat with you. Let us know who we are. We're the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for choosing to spend your afternoon with us here watching NXT Stand and Deliver. We don't often get to do watch-alongs, but we are able to do it today because, again, as you might be able to tell from my voice, I'm from the UK. So the time zones don't always match up. Thankfully, we do have a show where we can watch it at a reasonable time. Saying that, because it's WrestleMania, we're throwing all that out the window anyway. We won't be doing a WrestleMania watch-along, but we will be doing our build-up show as we always do. But then after that, we're going to have an instant reaction podcast as well, both to night 1 and, of course, to night 2. But we'll also have an instant reaction to this event as well. So stick with us here on this channel once this event, talking NXT at least, finishes. After that, if you've got a bit of time before we start our build-up show, check out our predictions and preview podcast. We also had a red carpet review with myself and Rob, and plenty more on this channel as well related to WrestleMania and WrestleMania week, including how to fix WrestleMania week so that shows like NXT Stand Deliver get a little bit more breathing space and focus. We've got plenty of interviews here on this channel with WWE superstars such as Bianca Belair, Butch, the former Pete Dunne, Imperium members. We also had a great chat with Damian Priest. Lovely conversation with Big E, who, by the way, I hope returns this weekend. There we go, talking to him when he was WWE champion. Speaking of champions, we had a great chat, as I mentioned earlier on, with the former NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa. And Ciampa? I've got champion on the mind. And the man who seems like he might be missing out this weekend in Bobby Lashley. And he was talking about why the Lesnar match hadn't happened at that time. It definitely has happened at this time. But what's not happening, of course, is the Bray Wyatt match, which is a real shame. You might have seen, though, after he won the Andre Memorial Battle Royal, he put the challenge out on social media saying, I'm free Saturday, I'm free Sunday. Who's stepping up? And I hope someone does, because I'd love to see a bit more of Bobby Lashley this weekend. All right, what have we got next, guys? Also, last night you would have seen, of course, the Hall of Fame, a fantastic speech by the great luchador Rey Mysterio as well. We've got a great video on this channel talking all about the history of Rey Mysterio's career and how he became the Luchador Hall of Famer. Here we go. Pretty deadly outside now. Carmelo Hayes. Will they get a word with him like they failed to do out of fear, it seems, with Bron Breakker? Pretty deadly here, trying to get a scoop. Will they get it? I'm going to say no. Surprised they're not outside a bit more, like in front of the fans. Maybe we'll get something later on, but all right. Okay, now they're just selling themselves and hyping themselves up, I guess, to knock on the door. I don't think it's happening, guys. Oh my gosh. He's out himself. I've just realized they've changed clothes. Is Carmelo Hayes him? I think so. In NXT, at least. I think he is going to be the focus going forward. Right now, though, we're talking about NXT's past with Johnny Gargano, of course, is going to be now in the unsanctioned match against Grayson Waller, defending the honor of his hero, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Looking forward to this match because I'm just looking forward to seeing Johnny Gargano. Miss having him in NXT. Miss the old NXT. So hopefully this will be a nice little kind of a reunion for us. I said whatever follows that match is going to find it hard to follow what those five put on. But hey, Johnny Gargano is quite often pulled it out of the bag when it comes to these big matches at NXT shows, the former takeover events. What are you guys thinking of Stand and Deliver so far? Let me know in the comments, whether live or on demand. We appreciate all of you. Even this, though, they're playing promos of the old NXT. Like, first time I know, this time I know who I am. That was then. Do you know who you are now? Because it's changed. You're on the main roster. And you ain't doing much, unfortunately. It's not a dig on you, Johnny. Love you. Oh, there we go. Even they refer to him as a ghost of NXT's past. Look at that. I'm on the right tracks. Yeah, it's so weird that Gargano left. came back on Raw, just like quite a few of the guys that Triple H brought back, of course, from the old NXT. Because he was too big for what this NXT had become. It became developmental. But before that, it was very much Mr. NXT. As much as I harp on even about Black and Gold and Super Indi NXT, the last year of it in that phase, it weren't great. There are some bright spots, don't get me wrong, but it was very stagnant. And again, a lot of that was down to, we mentioned earlier on, 2020 being a strange time, not just for professional wrestling, I'm sure you'll remember. But Grayson Waller, though, looks like he's been getting the better of Johnny in recent weeks. I think he's going to have to tonight as well. As much as I feel like Gargano's lost his way, kind of needs a bit of shine himself, that's a main roster thing. It's not an NXT thing. Even if it's by shenanigans, you know what I mean, to make Johnny look strong. He's using a lot of social media on NXT. Like, lots. I don't know if I like that. I don't always like when people are in character on Instagram and Twitter. It's a bit meh, but is this live now? It is flipping heck. Hit my music. I like that though. I like that. The closest thing it reminds me of is Tyler. What? Tyler Breeze. There we go. Kept trying to say Tyler Bate. It wasn't Tyler Bate. It was Tyler Breeze. Right. Grayson Waller on his way to the ring. Oh, and he is pretty much doing the Tyler Breeze entrance. Again, not too familiar with a lot of these NXT guys and what's been going on NXT as far as the storylines and kind of presentation. I am a lapsed NXT fan, as I keep saying, trying to get back into it. And they've sold me a lot tonight, guys. I think I might be watching the next one. And hey, maybe we'll cover it on the channel. Let us know if you're interested in that, guys. We don't cover NXT at the moment. We used to. But if enough people were into it, I'm sure we can figure something out. Cool entrance here from Grayson Waller. Phone just left underneath the turnbuckles there. But this, of course, is going to be an unsanctioned match, guys. It's going to be, I guess, no holds barred, maybe flying around the arena. We might bump into Indi, again, friend of the channel, as we saw, who is there live in person, joined us, of course, on a build-up show when we were trying to get ourselves and yourself hyped for Stand and Deliver. Hope it worked. It definitely got me in the mood. And this, as I said, is getting me in the mood to check out more NXT going forward. Talking about going forward after this, though, we will be coming at you live with the instant reaction for Stand and Deliver as well. Of course, we'll have a little bit of a recap review, so I hope you stick around for that stream as well. But thank you for joining us either way, whether it's your first time, your 15th time, your 7th time. Well, thank you for joining us here on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. Let us know what you're thinking of this stream, guys. Let us know what you're thinking of Stand and Deliver. Are they standing up and delivering? I think so far. I've really enjoyed what I've seen. Oh, this is another thing. I want Gargano's old theme back. Nah, I don't like it. Ain't for me. It's a no from me. What is it they do on those panel shows? Like Beep, X Factor, wherever in the world's got talent. Not for me. It ain't a bad song, like it just ain't the other one, is it? It's like when Christian had his theme song redone, but both were good. Second one was Story of the Year. Used to like them a lot. Who does this one? I don't know. If you know, guys, let me know. Mentioning all those big names from NXT's past as well. Oh, straight in with a super kick. Here we go. Gargano's gone flying over the top. Well, through the top and the middle rope there. We are quickly underway. I said about trying to live up to the last match, guys. We've started at a pace where I think we could. Very exciting. Gargano now. Straight away. Reorganizing furniture here at NXT like it is his home. Oh. His leg seems to go there. Looks like part of the story, though. Gargano not sitting down for long. Clearly ain't got that much of an issue with his leg. What will Unsanctioned mean for this match, guys? What are we going to see here? We've already seen a start with some weapons. Here we go. Monitor to the face. Gargano's finally got his ring jacket off. Johnny Wrestling chart now as he throws a trash can and a kendo stick and a chair into the ring. I wonder how long this is going to go now. It looks like, I think the official runtime for this, as far as WWE Network goes, is that it will be over in 59 minutes. What else have we got on the card? We got the women's tag titles. And I think the main event. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 matches here. 2. Yep. One of them on the pre-show. Enjoyed all of it so far, guys. And I like using the kickoff show. Like, I think the main roster need to do that again. The Andre Battle Royal needs to go back on the pre-show. None of this. Enough of this WrestleMania SmackDown. Like, treat it as an exciting SmackDown, a go-home SmackDown. Great. Give people their WrestleMania moment, man. That experience being out there with that crowd. Anyway. Grayson Waller now making use of his time in the light. Setting up a little bit of a table experience, I think, here. With the chairs. What's he going to do to Gargano, though? How's he going to use this? Flirting with this spot here already. Well, hold on. Might not see this be used for a little while. Or it could be straight away. Good chemistry so far between these two guys. Buckle bomb. Well, not quite. More than a buckle bomb. Had a trash can there as well. Could this be it? Could this be the usage of the chairs? No. Gargano gets out of the powerbomb. It looks like Gargano might be using the chairs now. Looking at him. He's setting him up. Suplex Shorty's going to stop this. I like that attire. I am NXT. Oh! Suplex from Gargano there to the outside onto those chairs. A very awkward move to pull off safely and look good. And by the looks of it, they've done both. Very painful for Gargano, though. He ends up staying on it. Okay, yeah, no one's liable, as the commentators are letting us know. Unsanctioned match. Thank you for joining us here on Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. As you can see, we're going Hollywood this weekend, baby. Next up, we'll have our instant reaction. And later on, join us again when we start building up towards the grandest stage of all, WrestleMania Night 1. But right now, we've got Gargano setting up a table. The fans are really behind this. Where are we sticking the table, John? Where it is? Johnny Table. Yeah, Johnny Tables is the chant. It would be a bit strange for Grayson to be the one going through this, seeing as he just went through the chairs. Could this be the setup that we see? You know, they come back to it five minutes from now or something like that, or they're going to use it straight away, like they sort of did with the chairs. Oh, okay. So Gargano went for his usual kind of dart into the ring, but he gets a knee to the face by Grayson Waller there. Nip up. Getting a good match. It's been a very well-paced event so far. There hasn't been a dip for me. I mean, sometimes you kind of need a dip. Maybe it's the next match. Who knows? I always feel bad when it is a women's match. But let's hope they that the crowd behind them as well. It's going to be a very long day for these fans out there in LA. Again, we spoke to Andy earlier on, who was in the arena. Great to get a first-hand account of the buzz and the hype around the event on our build-up show earlier on. But it's a long day for people like Andy. Going to show at 11, 12 o'clock, I think. Rough chair shot there from Gargano. Oh my gosh. A spinning, flipping pile driver, I think. Candice LeRae with a baby at ringside. Not often you see that. But yeah, like I said, long day for wrestling fans out there in LA. Again, more reason as to maybe why they need to fix WrestleMania week. But maybe just gets you in the mood for the rest of the day, you know? I'm seeing it from a different point of view here. Over here in the UK, it's 7:30 in the evening. And WrestleMania ain't starting till 1 in the morning anyway for us. So, of course, not much of a break for me personally. After this, we'll have the instant reaction. After that, we'll have the build-up. Then we'll watch WrestleMania, and we'll be back for an instant reaction to that as well. And we have all that fun tomorrow night for night 2 of WrestleMania. Now, Johnny's gone against his original plan of climbing up. That's because Grayson's up and beautifully rolls over the table and hits a stunner on Gargano. Go for the powerbomb now. There we go. We were right. Table spot wasn't going to be used straight away. It was going to be left hanging in the background. Gargano's thrown into the ring. I don't think this is over right here. Gargano kicks out. Grayson Waller fully in control now. It's refreshing to hear Booker back on commentary. I don't know if he fits NXT. I don't know where he fits, to be fair. As much as I enjoy him. But yeah, really good to hear back on commentary. I think it's that comedic side. I think it's because NXT used to feel so serious to me. But when he's serious and he's talking, as many wrestlers do, you know, about their kind of view on the match as a former pro, it is always exciting to hear that kind of perspective. Grayson now picking up the kendo stick. Whack to the back. I think we're going to be on this spot for a little while, guys. Looks like we're slowing down the pace here. Okay, keep showing that he's getting a bit close to Candice LeRae there. You'd imagine she's going to factor into this sooner rather than later. Here we go, straight away. As soon as I said it, Grayson is taunting her. This is future promo material there. I tell you, you always see that picture of John Cena as a kid. Imagine if you had a video of John Cena as a baby. They'd run wild with that in the promo packages over the years. If we see the Gargano child following in the footsteps of Johnny and Candice, and we could be seeing this footage used in many years to come. Okay, here we go. Passing on the baby because Candice LeRae is getting involved. Yeah, there we go. This is great to see as well. Oh, she snapped it. Oh, but Grayson's not happy about that. Of course, Johnny surely going to save her from behind. There we go. To be fair, it's kind of unfair. These are baby faces doing wrong in some ways, but it is unsanctioned. Grayson did want this. Oh, beautiful planted DDT there from Gargano. And a kick out. But we might be getting a Grayson victory here, guys. If that ain't going to do it. Great to see, of course, Candice LeRae get involved. Another person who just hasn't really been used as in a way I think a lot of us would like to see. Gargano escape locked in. Don't think this is going to be it, though, guys. I'll be honest with you. Oh, grabs the eyes. Nothing you can do about it, mate. Unsanctioned. Guys, are you enjoying the show? Let me know. Are you a lapsed NXT fan like me looking for a way to get hooked back into it? Are you watching NXT on a regular? Let me know in the comments. It's working for me, guys. I've got to say. I'm really, really enjoying this. Nice little blend as well, of course. Having some of those more familiar names like Johnny Gargano going back, as we said before, is a big sell for me watching this show. All right, so Johnny's now got one of the trash cans on his head. Grayson is on the opposite turnbuckle. It looks like a coast-to-coast sort of setup, but not quite the same because he's not in the turnbuckle, Johnny, which is a bit odd. Oh, okay, that's why. Walks the top rope and then hits the coast-to-coast. Wow. That should have been free, surely. Gargano kicks out. My goodness. That was good. This match has been great, guys. I said earlier on, how is anyone going to follow that five-way match? And this match has been incredible. Grayson now. I swear they have put that commentary table back together. It was all wrecked. Well, no one had gone through it, but they'd messed it up. And now they're doing it again. Okay, there's a mangled chair now being put on top of Gargano. I mean, now it looks like he's planning on jumping on him. But this seems a bit too risky by the looks of that chair. You cannot safely land on that chair. I mean, the risk factor is so high. It's too gangly and broken up. It's not flat enough. And we did see Candice LeRae in the background, though. So maybe she's going to pull him off or something like that. Oh, she throws the chair. I know he throws the chair. Gargano does. I thought it would have been Candice LeRae. Don't know why she didn't just do it. She's hiding behind the trash can. Okay, now again, another spot where the table's been set up for another moment. Oh! Has a bit of trouble collapsing, but it gets there in the end, and you can imagine the feeling on that spine. HS chant. I won't get deeper than that. You can maybe imagine what they're saying. If you're watching along with us, guys, let us know. What do you think of Stand and Deliver so far? I think it's been absolutely fantastic. I've really enjoyed it. Again, I'll be back later on for instant reaction, but it'd be interesting to hear what you think as we are here live as well, whether you're watching this show live with us or on demand in the future as a little watch along companion. Would love to hear what you think here on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. Right. Now, Grayson all of a sudden has taken back control. Just a lot of these lovely little flips, doesn't he? And rollovers. I thought that was it, guys. Why isn't it what we get next? The headsets are all over the place. They're saying. Right, so Grayson Waller now getting a chair. I feel like we're going to have to start getting towards the end of this match now. As much as I've enjoyed it, it's getting towards the end of the kind of hypermeter, I guess you could say. Great shot there, especially him in like the boxing kind of shorts, looking down him from above. Oh my gosh, foot on the head. Brutal looking chair shots to the back. Great little visual that. That would have been a cool little visual to use to hype up this event, like an injury angle or something like that. It was fantastic the way that was shot. Grayson says he runs NXT. Obviously, Mr. NXT, Mr. Johnny Wrestling here. Not going to be too pleased with that. Hits him with a low blow. Gargano in full control now with a chair to the back of Grayson Waller. I can't see Gargano winning. It's leading towards that at the moment, but I feel like we've got to have another turn here. Not like a heel turn. I mean, a turn in the match. Maybe it is a heel turn that causes this to end. I don't know. Gargano now using the old chair wrapped around the neck. But whacking, another one into it. Spins off. I thought it was going to be old spot where you run him into the turnbuckle, but not quite. Gargano now setting up his submission finisher again. Gargano escaped. Now will Grayson Waller be able to escape? No, he taps. Wow. Wow. Very interesting. Why? I guess it's the kind of babyface happy ending, tying up the defending of the honor of NXT and the honor of Gargano's family, the honor of Shawn Michaels. I guess it's that, but isn't Gargano just one and done with NXT? What's going on here? What does Grayson Waller do after this on the next episode of NXT TV if Gargano's not around? Does it just move straight into Shawn Michaels territory again? And do we have someone else defending the honor of Shawn Michaels? Be interesting to see. But yeah, fantastic match. I'm so shocked it lived up to its hype. You know, that sounds weird to say because again, it's a big part of why I'm watching this show was this match. But when I had seen the match that preceded it, I thought, nah, nothing's going to be able to kind of hang with that. And this, a very different style match. Don't get me wrong, but fantastic. What did you think of it, guys? I really shocked Gargano won. I really am. I'd imagine after this, we're going to go to another pretty deadly backstage segment before we get the women's tag title match. What do you know? A women's tag team title match on the big moment and big event for the for the promotion. Speaking of big moments, here we go. A great reception there. Indi Hartwell, of course, winning the women's title earlier on. Now with Dexter Loomis, Johnny Gargano, and Candice LeRae. That was great. Lovely to see that. Okay, backstage segment, but not who I thought it'd be. Pretty Deadly. Instead, it is losers in the tag match earlier on, of course. In the family. Right, here we go. They weren't going to be here long for they weren't going to. And another outfit change. All right, so the family aren't quitters. So what's next for them? A real feeling of letting the team down there, guys. Oh, okay. This might be leading towards a Pretty Deadly versus the family then. Had to go somewhere for Pretty Deadly, didn't it? They had to kind of get tangled in some sort of program going forward. There we go. Get the hell out of here. I'm standing right here. Two very different statements of requests almost from D'Angelo. Get out of here, but I'm standing here if you want to fight. So which one do you want him to do, mate? But anyway, heat at the moment and all that. We all say silly things. Nikita Lyons now being shown off. Another name that was kind of causing a big scene really here in NXT. Sadly, out of action again because of injury. They've had a few kind of awkward setbacks, haven't they? Injuries. Again, the situation with Toxic Attraction having to be kind of cut short with the departure of Mandy Rose, which I still think is possible she'll return. All right, so good ads really to see for, again, lapsed fans like myself to be reintroduced to some of these characters. Back to the Rhea Ripley video. So yeah, while we get into some more promotion for WWE, why don't I take this as an opportunity to tell you about us, guys. Thank you very much for joining us on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. My name is Scott. What we're doing here is, of course, the watch along. I am a lapsed NXT fan trying to get back into it, and this show is doing a very good job at encouraging me to watch more NXT. We're going to do an instant reaction if you want to hear my thoughts more in depth after this as well, as far as the show goes overall. And later on tonight, after the instant reaction, a few hours later at least, 11 o'clock our time here in the UK, we're going to be going live with the build-up show for WrestleMania. If you haven't been on one of our build-up shows before, basically how it works is we're getting yourself and ourselves hyped up for the PLE. I mean, like WrestleMania needs hyping up, but come on, it's a fun stream anyway. It won't just be me for that one. We'll have more members of the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling crew joining me, and they're really, really fun streams. They're all over the place, and they're exciting. And we just kind of get caught up in last-minute rumors and things like that. We'll talk about the stage, which we've done a little bit already on the stage reveal reaction video we did last night. But still, the build-up show is going to be a lot of fun, so please stick with us here on this channel. If you are brand new here, you might not know much about us at all. We don't just do watch-alongs and predictions and previews and build-ups and reviews. We also interview professional wrestlers where we get the chance to as well. We've had great interviews in the past on this channel with wrestlers such as Damian Priest. We've had great chats with, who else could I say? Tommaso Ciampa, speaking of NXT. A few months ago, we had a fantastic conversation with the person we've just been looking at on the NXT stream. Of course, Rhea Ripley, former NXT star as well. Finn Balor's in action tomorrow at WrestleMania as the Demon. And I actually had a conversation with him a few months ago about the potential of bringing back the Demon under the guise of Judgment Day. There we go. Speaking of Judgment Day, we also talked to fellow Judgment Day member Damian Priest about new Judgment Day members. So if you want to know what his criteria is for someone to join the Judgment Day, check out that interview as well. Now, we're moving on NXT, so I think we'll move on the stream as well. I think it's time for the Women's Tag Team title match. What a novelty, guys. Like I said, tag team titles being defended. Of course, I am in, that is in reference to this match not being for the title, not being for number one contender. And this match having the champions in, but not being for the titles. Very, very confusing booking there on the women's division on the main roster. But again, we'll be back later on tonight talking all about that with our build-up show for WrestleMania. But right now, it's all about NXT. I mentioned in interviews earlier on. We're talking, of course, we're looking at, of course, I should say, the former Kaylee Ray, long-time reigning champion in NXT UK, and I got to speak to her when she was that champion about a year or so ago now. So please check that out on this channel as well if you haven't already. Of course, we're talking Alba Fyre nowadays, but formerly known as Kaylee Ray. Great little team they got going on here. Great presentation, it seems, with Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn. Will they be new champions, though? All right. Now, although they're the champs, I am not very familiar at all. Okay, a bit of backstory being told. Bickering. Thank you. Thank you for the commentary. And now I know what's been going on storyline-wise. But again, not familiar with these. I am familiar with, oh my gosh, Alba Fyre. Flying out the ring there. Nearly a little bit too far, but just caught it. Here you go. Tag titles tag title match even underway here. And again, I'm coming as a complete outsider here. I have no idea what's been going on lately between these. I don't know how long they've been champions. What I do know is that the presentation of the challengers looks like it'd be silly not to give them some sort of run at the top of this division sometime soon. Taking nothing away from the champions. I just don't know much about what's been going on. Looks like we got this match in the main event coming up next, guys. Alba Fyre's legal now. Now you can hear the fans a little bit kind of chatty at the moment. I feel like this is that time where inevitably there's going to be a dip and people need to go to the toilet and get a snack. And again, it always is unfortunate if it falls into the women's match because it is just a stereotype of years gone by that is a real shame. But naturally, there's always a match like it on the card. So this night has been so fast paced, heavy hitting, very enjoyable. Let's hope this match is one that makes you think, I wish I didn't go get those chicken tenders. A much slower start to the match. And again, this understandable. It's a tag match. It's not a 5-way. It's not a ladder match. It's not unsanctioned. I do wonder how long this match will go as well. We are 31 minutes away from the planned end time on the WWE Network. Of course, they could go over, could go under. You'd imagine the main event's going to get 20 minutes. So if this was on for 10, that would kind of align. Doesn't need to be too long, I don't think. From the way this match has started, quite slow paced. It doesn't feel like one that's gonna go on for a million near falls. I could be wrong. All right, champions in control at the moment. And either way, guys, just great to see titles defended in the women's tag division again. A real frustration of mine with WrestleMania is that they're not like they hardly ever have been, really. But that's another conversation for another day. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit more later on the build-up show for WrestleMania. But right now, it's all about the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. Champions in control here. Thank you to everyone that's joined us so far, guys. I know I keep saying, let me know what you're thinking on the show. I understand some of you are silent viewers. That's fine. But if you do feel like having a conversation, let me know what you think of the show. We're here for that too, whether it's live or on demand. We always love hearing your thoughts on what's going on in the world of pro wrestling, and particularly at the moment in NXT. Again, I feel like an outsider here, learning the ropes about what the current NXT product is, and I've been pleasantly surprised and very impressed with this show. It does feel like, as I said earlier on, the kind of show where I say, oh, you should have watched that. To people that are in the same boat as me, that aren't really NXT viewers these days. All right, a lot of kind of shenanigans here, distraction. Fyre and Dawn, that's a good name, isn't it? Fyre onto the outside, a bit of a rough landing on the knee there. Once again, guys, we've had a chat with Katie Ray, the former Katie Ray, at least on this channel. So if you're a fan of Alba Fyre, I want to know more about her story getting to this point, then check out that interview on this channel, as with many other interviews that we've been fortunate enough to conduct for the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. A little bit of work together there from the challengers, but pin is broken up. At the moment, challengers definitely on the upper hand, which makes me feel like there's going to be a shift in momentum in a bit. Booker T thinks there's too much distracting, too much talking going on the outside. But now on the inside, oh, no. Mentions the outside as well, because we've got Isla Dawn falling all the way out. Okay, double team move from the champs here. What are we getting? Drop kick, powerbomb. 1, 2. Broken up by Isla Dawn. Fans starting to chime in with the claps to get the baby faces going. I feel like this is title change. This is again coming from someone that's completely out of the loop when it comes to NXT, but judging by what I'm seeing in this match, it feels like, and by presentation of the two of them. Oh, okay. Bit of a cluster there where they fall on to break up the pin. How are we going to end this match? It doesn't feel like it's got a lot longer in it, guys. I think we are coming to the main portion of the match as far as kind of the stakes. Okay. A real kind of a battle here on the outside about morals. Is the bag going to be handed over to be used as a weapon? Discouraging them. Okay, is this what's going to lead to their demise and a kind of argument between the champs or the former champs it might be to say, look, if you would have just listened to me. Backstabber. Oh, into the swanton while still on Isla Dawn's back. And a 1, 2. We've got new champions. I called it. Don't mean to toot my own horn, buddy, but new women's tag team champion. Fyre and Dawn, very nice. Happy with that. Not just because they're British. Not just because I've interviewed one of them, but no, happy with that. Presentation, great. Storyline wise, what was going on with the champions seemed to be leading towards some sort of issue between them. And this kind of continues that, but judged by commentary, picking up on where they left off going into the match. A lovely double team finisher here as well. Perfectly executed. And the challengers become the champions. Very nice. Again, one of those, we say it a lot on this channel, did what it needed to do. It was the kind of match that kind of filled a gap between a very jam-packed event of kind of multi-person matches and weapons and high flying. It served its purpose and gave us something going forward. Of course, we've now got new tag team champions. It'd be interesting to see what's going on here. We're going to get a rematch, or are this team not going to last beyond the next few days? It'd be interesting to see. Will I be tuning in to NXT to find out? Nah. I might check the results though. No, I'm joking. I'm definitely more interested in NXT now that I've watched this. And look, one step at a time, guys. I think I'll be back for the next pay-per-view at least. Speaking of being back for pay-per-views, of course, later on tonight, we are covering WrestleMania. Would be silly not to, right? We're here covering NXT. How could we not cover the biggest event of the year? We've got night one WrestleMania build-up coming your way later on tonight. We'll also be covering that our time in the UK, guys. It's going to be about 5 in the morning. So come on, give us a little bit of a subscription there because we're working hard over here. And then tomorrow I'll be back for a night 2 reaction, but also a night 2 build-up as well. We are the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel, and we cover a lot of things on the channel here, from interviews to reviews to predictions and features like that, and plenty of podcasts as well. So what I'll do, play a little advert to tell you all about us.
Welcome to the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. On this channel, we bring you some great content from inside and outside of the squared circle. We will go through and offer some in-depth analysis of the biggest events of the year, as well as bringing you exclusive interviews with some of the industry's biggest names. There will also be live show reviews, in-depth features, and podcasts. So make sure you give that subscribe button a slam so you don't miss any of the action.
Did you do it? Did you give that subscribe button a slam? I hope so. Thank you for joining us. Either way, do appreciate it. But if you're here for your first time or your 15th time, we'd love to have you back as a subscriber. So please hit that beautiful red button. That means so much to channels like us. We're on our way to 5,000. 5,000, I wish. 500 subscribers. It's lovely to get 5,000 by the end of this weekend, but our goal is a little bit shorter than that at the moment. We're trying to get that 500 over this weekend, and we'd love it if you helped us get to that goal. Anyway, right now we are waiting for the main event, really, a Stand and Deliver, and this is going to be a big one, guys. You'd imagine that someone's getting called up after this, and I would imagine that's Bron Breakker. That's been the talk for the last few months. For the last year or so, is Bron going to lose the title because it's moving on? Hasn't been the case. But I think this could be it. I think it's time to put someone else at the top of the card in Carmelo Hayes, who has a lot of hype around him at this moment in time, which again could go into the argument of putting him into Raw or SmackDown. But I think someone needs to take over at the top of the card when Bron leaves, because I think Bron's the one that's more likely to leave NXT. But again, is it time for him? Would it be a time to get lost in the shuffle for Bron? Is it just for the sake of doing it? Is it for the moment? Countless examples of people going up to the main roster and getting lost in the shuffle, and we hope that isn't going to be the case for Bron or Carmelo. Now, we're looking at an advert for Tuesday's NXT. What do you know? As we guessed earlier on, D'Angelo and Stacks, the family, taking on Pretty Deadly. Of course, NXT host tonight. Dijak as well. Cool to see him back, of course, the former Dominik Dijakovic. And what was he called in Retribution? D something? I don't know. Either way, good to see him wrestling frequently again now in NXT. Now, here we go. The main event is on its way, guys. Carmelo Hayes, the challenger. Surely the crowning moment tonight for Carmelo Hayes. Trick Williams on his side. You never know. Maybe a heel turn from Trick. Wow. See, that's the thing. Coming in the same class, you kind of think, well, one's got, shouldn't go up one after the other then, should they? Should be around the same time, but they can't both go up. And Breakker's had his time at the top of the card being the champ. Carmelo hasn't quite had that moment in the sun just yet. Breakout star banner you see being raised there, 2021. So he's been chipping away for a while. But is it his time to be top dog in NXT? I think so. If you're on Twitter, guys, give us a follow on there as well at RN Pro Wrestling. We're also on Instagram and on TikTok as at RN Pro Wrestling. We are the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. Come from a family of channels on the Rebellious Noise network, where we've got a channel for food, we've got a channel for film and TV, we've got a channel for football, we've got a channel for music, we've got a main channel which covers pretty much everything. And of course, you are joining us right here on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. We don't usually cover NXT, but if you'd like to see more of this, we'd be happy to put it into our schedule if there's enough kind of demand for it. I do think I'm going to start watching it more going forward, so maybe I'll cover it more on this channel as well. But yeah, it's been a while, guys, since we covered NXT. We used to cover it a lot on the Talking Beans podcast, again, part of the Rebellious Noise family. And I said earlier on, often we'd say, wow, was that takeover better than the pay-per-view from WWE? There'd be that conversation quite a lot. That's not been the case for a long time. But this show, I am not saying this depends. WrestleMania could be terrible. Who knows? Could flop. Maybe this will be the better show of the weekend. But either way, the show's going to stand out, I think. And again, tell a lot of people you should pay attention. So we're about 16 minutes away from the advertised end time for this event. Will it go longer? Or are we getting about 4 minutes of entrances, 12 minutes of wrestling. Who knows? Still on the promo package here on the stream as well. Oof. A little bit of a swear there from Carmelo. Bleeped, of course. Promo package still on, of course, guys. We're on our way to the main event coming up very, very soon. Bron Breakker, Carmelo Hayes. Who do you reckon's getting this one? Is there a possibility that Bron Breakker loses the title but stays in NXT? I mean, we just saw footage of him there on the top rope on Monday Night Raw. And I think that's where he's heading, personally. There we go. Backstage of Crypto.com, Staples Center, whatever you want to call it. Looks great. Seeing these guys get ready. Real hype around this one. Looking forward to it. Okay, challenger up first. Banger after banger. Stealing the phrase there. Trick Williams, you naughty boy. Oh, look at that. The jerseys being hung in the style, of course, of the LA Lakers. Cool intro. Here we go. Again, in those same colors, the yellow and purple of the LA Lakers. Playing to the, oh my gosh, look at that logo as well. Carmelo Hayes really going full force on his LA Lakers theme. That's cool. I like the t-shirt, of course, you know, Bron Breakker and the crossfires as well. Fans are really behind Carmelo Hayes. You can hear it. A lot of hype around this one. I think a lot of hype around Hayes getting his moment, really. It's interesting, though, isn't it? Seeing, just looking it up, Carmelo Hayes is apparently born in Boston, Massachusetts. Would he be a Celtics fan? Are you coming out in the colors of your rival team? I just feel like that's something... in American sports, they seem to kind of just do that. In wrestling, they kind of pander to the local team. I spoke to the Street Profits a few months ago, and of course, they wear their American sportswear as well in the colors again of the town that they're in. And Dawkins was basically saying there is a certain team that he won't be wearing the colors of, basically. But other than that, they wear them. So, mate, if that was me. Arsenal, I mean, yeah, they're both from North London, but you wouldn't catch me wearing Spurs colours in honor of at the Tottenham Hotspur Spurs Stadium if I was a wrestler. Or yeah, go a bit further afield. I'm not going to be in I don't know, Manchester, dressing like a Man United or Man City fan. Hey, maybe Carmelo's a Lakers fan. Beware of the dog. Here we go. Cool little entrance as well. They've used this this stage, this Tron setup really well. Some graphics have looked a bit better than others, but the two we've just seen here, really, really well put together. Gives a little bit of life, a bit of depth to the stage, which otherwise kind of can be quite plain if it's just a big old screen. But I've used it quite well here for a lot of the entrances. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. What have you thought of Stand and Deliver so far? We're one match away from the very end, but it'd be interesting to hear what you have thought of it. It's had some really, really big moments, particularly in the women's ladder match, the North American five-way, the three-way tag match was great. Man, I'm just going for the whole card now, aren't I? You know, Unsanctioned match was fantastic. Got some interesting points in the Alba Fyre and the Isla Dawn championship match, winning their titles. Here we go, big fight feel. And don't forget, guys, we'll be live straight after this stream as well. After the watch along, do an instant reaction. We'll do a review going in depth, give my instant thoughts on this pay-per-view event from NXT. Again, from the viewpoint of someone that doesn't watch NXT anymore. But that's going to change, I think. There we go. It says second stand and deliver event. Main event, sorry. My goodness, I'm getting all over the place. It's only early. We've got a whole night of content to do here, Scott. Get out of it. Second main event at Stand and Deliver from Bron Breakker. We mentioned earlier on, we got a video on this channel, how to fix WrestleMania weekend. One of my suggestions was to get rid of the Stand and Deliver name. For this show, at least, just because I don't think it fits this weekend. It was pirate themed, and I like that. Keep it pirate themed. Anyway, check it out when you get a chance, guys. Talking about how to shine a better light on this show, because again, it's kind of getting lost under the radar here. I think for fans out there who kind of got other things to do, maybe they want to see the city. Fans at home like myself who kind of, it's a lot of wrestling in one day. But that's the name of the game. We're here on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. And I've got to say, I'm glad I decided to watch this time round. But here we are, main event. Bron Breakker, Carmelo Hayes. Bit of a slow start. The dog pound box. So again, 8 minutes until this is supposedly going off the air. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. But how long is this match going to be? I can see another 15. Breakker barking at Carmelo, who scaredly jumps onto the top rope and then out of the ring, get out of harm's way. Brought back in. Quickly working around Breakker's efforts to slow him down, though. Taunting in here. More taunting than actual wrestling at the moment, guys. All right, now Breakker back in control. Not much going on in the early going, guys. Booker T says we are in the appetizing phase of this match. Oh, what happened there? Carmelo slipped. Try. Oh, okay. Straight into Bron anyway. Cool little shot there of shock from Carmelo. What is Bron doing? Bron taunting Carmelo. Well, not just Carmelo, Trick Williams on the outside, of course. Hurricane Runner now. That's it. Yeah, Bron's picking up the pace. Bit of mat-based wrestling there. Suplex. Slow start in the match, guys, but we're slowly starting to pick up now. Oh, lovely moonsault there from Bron Breakker. So agile, isn't he? When you look at this, the build of the guy and you think, oh, he's going to work a certain style. Nope. But hey, this man does come from the Steiner family after all. And of course, Scott Steiner especially was a great example of that in the days of the Steiner brothers before he kind of changed up his own style himself when he went solo. But in the early days of his career, of course, the Frankensteiner, incredible tag team moves there as well. High flying despite his size. Slowed it down a bit again. I just don't fight forever to this. Not like the match is bad, but like you don't in a rest hold. Okay. I don't know. Were they saying that? Maybe I'm mishearing the crowd. Speaking of the crowd, they were seemed a bit quiet at SmackDown, didn't they? I really hope they a bit louder for WrestleMania tonight. I think they will be. That's a very slow match. My fear is this is going to go really long. I mean, I say that now. Maybe in 15 minutes' time, I'm like, wow, that was incredible. But judging by just the way the night's been again, we had a bit of a dip in the last match. And I think they're at a bit of a risk at falling into a bit of a lull here as well. Although there's been some fast-paced action at times. And don't get me wrong, a main event match should work a different style quite often. But the pacing of the show is definitely something they've got to think about. Now, huge springboard crossbody there from Carmelo. Was it a crossbody or some sort of forearm smash even? Oh, clothesline. There we go. Beautiful. But every time it speeds up, it slows straight back down. Trick Williams. What do we think about him, guys? Imagine that, a heel turn to stop Carmelo winning. Maybe we'll well, not so much a heel turn, just a turn, basically. Fans trying to build up for Bron, give him a little bit of encouragement with a collapse. Classic. Update for you guys. I said earlier on, we're on the road to 500 subscribers. We're a new branch off of the main Rebellious Noise channel. And we're chugging away. We're on 495, guys. You could be that difference. Please subscribe. Check out more of our content. We don't just do watch-alongs. We do reviews. We do build-ups. We do predictions. We do interviews with WWE superstars. We do features. And we got loads more coming on this channel as well. But thank you to every single one of you that have subscribed so far. Building this up to 500 doesn't mean we forget about the 495 we've currently got. So thank you, everyone that has subscribed and continues to tune in. Appreciate today's one's a bit of an awkward time a lot of people busy in the day, building up to WrestleMania as well. Got a lot going on. This is why NXT as a show, I think, suffers anyway. The Stand and Deliver, at least. And also in the States, of course, I appreciate it's very early. Again, another reason why the show itself is going to suffer. So appreciate everyone that's spent their morning, their afternoon, their night, wherever it may be, wherever you are in the world with us. We really do appreciate it. Now, guys, it's a very slow match in it. I think the crowd are getting a bit distracted as well. I know you got to build for story and that, but on a day where we've got, look at me, I'm yawning. On a day where we've got WrestleMania hours away, and you think about the fans out there in the heat. We spoke to Andy earlier on, as I said, friend of the channel, joined us on our build-up show live from the arena, and he said it is hot out there. Is that by standards of a Brit? Maybe. But either way, pretty hot out there. He's trying to get help. He's trying to reach for the rope. Torture rack. And now he's getting the help from Trick. Okay, yeah, he saved him. Now what? Why? All right, get on me. Okay, that's why. Get out of here. See ya, Trick. Okay, so this will make you think he can't do it. Oh! Bron Breaker. Diving. Flip out the ring onto both of them. Trick, you should have left because now you're leaving with bruises, mate. There we go. Starting to pick up now. Bulldog. Love a bulldog. Retention not quite yet for Bron Breaker, and I don't think it's coming at all, if I'm honest, guys. I think this is where you gracefully bow out on the way to bigger and better things after building NXT to a point that's, an interesting time in the company, as I said earlier on. Someone that I've seen quite a bit about just by not even watching NXT, so that's always a good sign. Carmelo here. Lovely counter on Bron. Lifts him straight back up. Cut her into a pin. Not going to be a 3 count. There we go. Only a 2. Bron Breaker's not out yet. I do think it's coming, but it's not yet. And I think they're going to play, obviously, into this kind of Trick being sent to the back, whether that means someone else helps Carmelo, whether that means someone costs Carmelo, I don't know, or just a kind of distraction to throw us off. A miss there, Breaker's out of the way. Oh, very interesting. I like that. Trying to, not just a regular suplex. Carmelo jumps up, sits bouncing on the rope, uses that as kind of momentum, I guess. Very cool. Don't know if it would work in a fight, but it's not stopped a lot of wrestling moves, is it? So I shouldn't complain. They're a spectacle. They're exciting to see. Athletic and impressive. Right, here we go. Speaking of which, look at that. Oh my goodness. Athletic and impressive is right. Bron Breaker runs up to the top rope, hits a Frankensteiner. And we'll call it a Frankensteiner because who he is. Wow. Beautiful. See, that's the problem with this match, though. Every time we see something big and fast, it slows down quite a bit. Look like we'll be gearing up for the regular spot of like, all right, we're going mad at each other now. They're kind of pointing at each other, getting up. We should start winding down here. Good match. I wouldn't say it's one of the better main events I've seen in NXT, but good so far. It's hard to follow what we saw earlier on. I said I didn't think a single match could even try and hold a flame to the 5-way North American title match, but we came close with the Gargano one. And again, it was always a struggle. It's going to be a struggle. I mean, I've actually seen NXT at least to beat that. Starting the recliner, no. Right, so we're 5 minutes over the scheduled time on the network, but it looks like we could be going towards the end. Sort of a cross race attempt here from Carmelo, but rolled over by. Okay. No, not quite. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Breaker hits a spear on Carmelo. The referee is down. Is this because Trick is coming back or something else? I mean, would it simply be the kind of 1, 2, 3 or tap in this instance? He gave up. He shouldn't be champ. I think that, yeah, there we go. A bit too soon for it, in my opinion. Doesn't even look that held on tight. Tricks in. Hits him over the back. Just a double whammy, really, isn't it? Of like injustice, you know, that kind of thing. I think I've seen it a million times before. Execution wise, happened very quickly for me. But hey, if we know what we're getting to, do we really need to drag it out? Referee's at 1, 2. Kick out. And Carmelo has a similar face to the one I just pulled. And Bron looks ecstatic. He's laughing almost. Hayes now going to try and use his own ability to kind of win this match. Doesn't quite work. Stopped in midair. Referee still down though. Oh my goodness. Reversal by Hayes into a pretty much a code breaker, right? This could be it. This could be it. Hayes going up top. That's it. That's got to be it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. A great look at a Trick in our background. My goodness. Here we go. Carmelo Hayes, rightly crowned as him, to say it his way, at the top of the NXT roster. Rightly so, as I said. Nothing against Bron, but Bron's had his time, and I think he's on to another challenge soon. And again, we'll talk more about that in depth when we do cover the main roster. But right now, it's all about NXT and the man who's at the top of NXT. All right, guys, stick with us here because, of course, we'll react to whatever happens at the end of this this show. But we're going to come right back with another stream here on the same channel. So stick with us, subscribe, send yourselves notifications. It'll be even easier to stick with us. But yeah, we're coming back in a little bit, guys. There we go. Just seeing a replay. A lovely execution there to finish the match. What are we going to get? We're going to get a moment of handing it over. It's a bit strange when you've kind of been screwed. Like, I know that wasn't what led to the end, but A man of honor, though, it seems, from Breaker. Which is strange again. Like, you should have won and you got cheated. It didn't lead to the end. So I don't get why you're doing this. Like, it doesn't, those two things don't make sense. But a nice moment either way. Bron Breakker handing over the title and handing over the keys to NXT perhaps as well. Wow. We've got a little party going on now, guys, to end NXT Stand and Deliver. All right, we'll wait till the graphic comes up. There we go. The graphic is up, guys. And that means it's time for us to move instead to our next stream. We're going to be right back with the instant reaction. So stick with us on this channel. It's going to be a different video. So you want to leave this one, go to our channel and press the button for the instant reaction. And I'll see you there in just a few minutes when we talk in depth about NXT Stand and Deliver. Thank you very much for joining me here on this watch along stream. It's been a blast. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.
Welcome to the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. On this channel, we bring you some great content from inside and outside of the squared circle. We will go through and offer some in-depth analysis of the biggest events of the year, as well as bringing you exclusive interviews with some of the industry's biggest names. There will also be live show reviews, in-depth features and podcasts. So make sure you give that subscribe button a slam so you don't miss any of the action.